Alright guys, we're back in the garage with the snowblower. Got a hell of a storm last night and came out this morning, gonna fire it up. Everything was drifted up really good, so figured I'd plow through the drifts with this dude and get the four-wheeler plow out and get her done. But so in the previous video, on the transmission video, I didn't see anything broke in that transmission. I did all that, greased it up. If you didn't check that one out, you can find that in my videos and give that a watch. But so I greased it up, put everything back together, and it was making some audible clicking noises. So I thought we had it back together, and thought it was going to work good. But so previously I was working on it, and it wouldn't come out of forward gear, wouldn't go in reverse. So once I took it apart, well, let's scoot back a little bit. So that happened, and then the next day I went out again, tried it, and it wouldn't do anything. It seemed like it was stuck in, I don't know, some gear. It wouldn't roll by itself or with me pushing it, but then it wouldn't go forward or reverse. So then I tore it apart in that video, and then got back together and still had no reverse, but I had forward and I could get it into neutral. And so I figured, what the hell, I don't really need reverse around here. I can spin it around easy enough and make it work. I wasn't gonna be using it in any too tight of spots. So, and you can pull it back by yourself. So figured, what the hell, it'd work fine for what I was gonna use it for, and not have to put any more money in parts or anything trying to get that tranny figured out. But so anyways, I come out this morning and I had nothing. Wouldn't go in forward, reverse, just nothing. So I tinkered around with it a little bit and messed with it, and still nothing. Thought it was cold, something just not moving in there, engaging the gear or something. So I brought it in the shop for a while and still tried it again, still nothing. So I guess instead of just bagging it, yeah, you know what the plan is. ATV mounted snowblower. So we're gonna pull this handle off. I'm gonna kind of just get it mocked up somewhat to see if it's gonna work. I did just browsing the internet looking at pictures. Most of them look like they don't have very big wheels here. Maybe the kind on a, something like a cart where the wheel would, spin around. And the sucker's pretty heavy, so I'm gonna leave the wheels. I think first pull the chains so nothing engages there. I'll pull this back belt so it's not spinning the transmission anymore. And I'm gonna try to leave it as much intact as I can until I make sure it's gonna work. I don't know why. I guess my thought was, if it ain't gonna work on the ATV, maybe obviously the motor, like I said in that first video, possibly work on my rototiller. And I'm still thinking I'll do a video on that later to, if I'm gonna use the motor on this in the winter, if I could swap it over to that rototiller in the summer. Because you just don't use these. It's not justifiable to me to have, go get another motor to put on my rototiller and use it once a year and then just have the motor sit there. So might as well get the most bang for my buck out of this motor. So we'll do that later on this year or beginning of next, before spring comes, before I need it. So that's what I'll start doing. Let's put all these in a bucket. Pull that pin out of there. Slide that up and out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take these chains back off. I know I showed you this process in the last transmission video, but if you happened not to see it, you will see it now. So this little keeper pin, split up the top here, take that off. The outside little keeper link, I don't know what the hell all these terms are, but or the proper terms. We'll use doohickey and doodad and shit like that. Link, and that's that. Take that chain off, then repeat the process here. If this wasn't such a pain in the ass, I'd probably take as much of this shit out as I could, just to save on the weight. Alright, that worked out good. Cool. So that's that. Okay, well, I had pulled up, ended up getting my plow mount, popped the plow off, just 2 bolts on each side and the springs up. I figured that'd give me the best, you know, point of connection back there, not pushing on anything it wasn't supposed to be or whatever. So just pulled it up here, pushed the snowblower back into it. I'm going to try to just use the existing holes. I obviously don't want to mess this plow mount up at all. I have a plow on my wife's 4-wheeler, so I've been using that to plow anyhow, so we're going to try to use the existing holes and everything, make it easier, and then if it works good, maybe we'll figure out maybe that'll be enough, but we'll just see. I'm out of torch gas at the minute. Ran out of oxygen the other day, so we're gonna have to do this the old school Sawzall sumbitch way. So I'm gonna get me a few marks here, what I need, and get this plate cut and start bolting this thing together. Now, for now, I think I'll leave this piece of 90 on. I don't want to make any more cuts than I have to right now, so kind of a pain in the ass with the Sawzall. So anything I can leave on for the moment. Just obviously, again, just trying to see if this is even going to work out. Well, alright, so we got our plate cut. A little crude, but hell, ain't gonna hurt anything. So we're just gonna mark some holes here. we're gonna do one size bigger on the bottom hole. Alright, got these drilled out. We're gonna get them bolted up here. Had a few grade 8 bolts left over from a previous project, so we are gonna use a couple of them. I think my battery